Happy Tuesday. Got a prairie furry one right here. Yes, this week we tackle the challenging, provocative topic of moods and moodiness. It's it is a challenging one, and I would say that it's a great milestone in the progress of a soul when moodiness is overcome once and for all. In other words, it's a great advance into higher, more subtle, more refined states of consciousness when we're not continuously buffeted by moodiness. And of course, we should probably define moodiness, just the fluctuations of our emotional palette or tenor. And a lot of that, I think, has to do with how we grew up. Maybe you grew up in a household with moody people, moody siblings, moody parents. And this is a challenge because oftentimes the children of moody parents end up being moody themselves. Now, if there's moodiness or this wild fluctuation of emotion around the house, a child may react in a couple of different ways. They may be chronically in a bad mood because, well, they see it in others and they feel the fluctuation. And one way to get attention is to be in a bad mood. And then people cater or run to the rescue. Another option around moody people, moody adults, is to be outrageously cheerful and friendly and try to cheer up people who can't be cheered up anyway. There's a particular futility in making one's life strategy the improvement of somebody else's mood by being a chameleon with your own mood. Now, with either one of these polar strategies we might adopt, just being in a bad mood or a good mood, or fluctuating between the two, what's interesting from a spiritual standpoint is we lose our center. We lose the compass of our being that's always pointed north. And you probably know people that are moody, and it's a challenge to be around them, isn't it? And you never know what you're going to get. And it makes it can create a certain feeling of uncertainty inside of us. Now, of course, if we're moody and we're subjecting others to that, well, then that we're doing that to them. And this is certainly a message to myself because, there are just some days you wake up and you're just in a crappy mood and we're not transparent to ourselves. And there are wild fluctuations that go on in the subterranean caverns of our soul, emotional triggers and memories that get touched. And then they rise to the surface. And if we don't overcome moodiness, we're always living underneath their clouds. And as we well know, if we take a country like England, which is almost always buried underneath clouds, take off in an airplane from Manchester or Liverpool, and, within 1 minute, you're up above the clouds where the sun is shining beautifully. So the challenge this week is for each and every one of us to look at our own moodiness and begin to decide whether we wish to be beholden to moods. Now, someone might say, but Greg, you're sticking your head in the sand, and there seems to be this modern ideal of honoring our moods and being honest and letting them come to the surface. And by no means am I counseling repression or suppression of moods. Moods are energy that are reverberating in our body. But just because there's energy going through our body doesn't mean, frankly, from a spiritual point of view, that they should in any way block or obstruct our joy and our well-being. Because while someone might argue that our moods and our feelings are true, I would counter with the fact that feelings aren't facts, and the true fact of being is the joy and the bliss of being that's always central, is always the compass that's pointing north. And all of us can go to work on when moods hit, and they certainly hit me. tell you, May, cold, allergens, there are just sometimes I wake up and I just feel utterly crappy about myself. And what have I done with my life? And I should have done more, and regret and remorse. And then the black dog gets me. And so, but not for long. There's a part of me that there's a part of me that's kindled where I can notice that and then simply shine so much light upon it that they burn away more quickly. Anyway, I hope you find the topic interesting. We'll look at the idea of moods and how to overcome them so that our mood, we can be in a good mood, a God mood, much more of the time, which simply makes life more enjoyable for us and for everyone around us. See ya.